And welcome to the Writer's Life, the place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, where you get the truth about the writer's life. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the like button. Tap that bell for notifications so you don't miss out on one single exciting video. Go to vincandrew.com. Grab some of the new thrillers, including American Crime Story. We have new versions of The Girl Who Wasn't There, and very soon, just heard from the artist, we will have a brand new, newly edited version of Paradox Lake. So I'm looking forward to that. And we have a whole bunch of new stuff coming out. Boy, oh boy, over the course of the next 12 months and beyond, writing new stuff every day. Although today, I spent a lot of time freelancing, which is good in one way because it's like easy cash. On the other hand, it's like it takes away from my fiction. But you can't have it, you gotta, what do they say in the Bible? If I can find it real quick. Let's see. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find it. Right? Hang on. Don't get nervous. Where's the fucking... let's see. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is about freelancing abroad, of course, which I do a lot of. There are many days of... Well, there's lots of exciting days, but there are many more days of less interesting work at modest pay. By its very nature, freelancing abroad is a cyclical business with exciting periods of intense pressure and frustrating periods of media disinterest, no matter what stories you pitch. And this is the important part. They're talking about like bread and butter clients, freelance clients. Now, this is strictly for freelance stuff, nonfiction stuff. I'm not talking about fiction right now. But I'm just saying, like, you're going to spend days like this, where you're typically you're working on, say, trade publications or something like that deal with like concrete or even like some of them. I mean, I'm doing some exciting stuff actually, but in general though, there's a lot of like electrical energy output and stuff like that. Decidedly unglamorous topics like trade regulation, international securities law, or electrical energy output. But here's the important part. Dismiss these opportunities at your peril. I mean, I've had situations where I have not had a freelance client or two, and you miss that money once it's gone. However, I'm really picky, and I don't take a whole lot of freelance work because I don't want it to get in the way of my fiction, obviously, right? And I make decent money with my fiction, but there's two reasons I still freelance. One is to keep my brain sharp when it comes to nonfiction and journalism and stuff like that, and ghosting articles for somebody else or whatever. But the second reason is the money, of course. I just, I've had periods where I got rid of my freelance stuff and just relied on the fiction, and I could tell it was a bad idea because this business is all about income streams. And in a sense, the more the better if you can handle it. But I promised myself almost 20 years ago that I would never again quit freelance writing, like even if I could. And I haven't. The only time I went since around 2001, 2002, the only time I've taken off of freelance writing is when one of my major clients sold out to another company and they got rid of a whole bunch of the writers and stuff like that. So like I went maybe 3 or 4 years without freelancing. And you might be like, why'd you take that long? Because I need like the perfect client. And the perfect client for me is someone who pays me well. Okay, so there's that. And two, it only takes me like an hour a day on average. So I have the rest of the day to devote to fiction. Now that's not to say that there aren't days where they look, because naturally I'm one of the best writers I have. Mhm. No, I mean I am, but it's it's not because of the years, honey. It's because of the mileage. It's experience, right? Anyway, so it can't take very long. It's got to be lucrative, and it's got to be fairly easy, right? Like I can't, like maybe it'll only take an hour to write, but I can't spend another 3 hours researching this shit, even if I have to come up with three sources, which I do. Um, so it's difficult to find the perfect client, and I've been working with one of these perfect clients for almost 4 years now, since COVID started. I think 3.5 years I've been working with these guys, something like that. 3 years, 3.5 years, something like that. Anyway, they pay on time. You know, they direct to my bank. Can't beat it. It could be anywhere in the world, and they, boom, no problem. Turkey, Egypt, Italy, Paris. I could be anywhere, and they're just like, "Yep, we're gonna Zelly you, Zelle, Zelly." Sometimes I think I talk too fast. It's the New York in me. Um, they Zelle me a payment. I get all my fiction money via direct payment, except for one publisher who still pays me by check. So you can do this anywhere in the world. Thus, the Bible, which is 30 years old now, The World on a String, How to Become a Freelance Foreign Correspondent. I love stuff like that. Love it. Anyway, that wasn't even what I don't know how we got on that tangent. I just wanted to give you an update on the Facebook situation. Now, if you recall, about a month and a half ago, maybe about a month and a half ago, I got hacked. And because I got hacked, it's my fault. And the Zuckerberg people suspended my account. Now, you would think I'd be like, because I have like, I don't know, like 8,000 not subscribers, but friends, I guess, but 90% of those, if not 95%, were either like people I never communicated with again once they were my friend, or they were other writers who don't buy my work, and why would they? Um, and the other 5% were just like friends, and so I haven't really fought to get back on it yet, even though I do have the phone number of someone I can contact there and probably, you know, go through a few more hoops and whatever and get back on. But I haven't been, I don't miss it. I don't miss the banter. I don't miss the time suck. Um, and I guess more importantly, I really don't think at this point it helped at all with selling books. I really don't. And in fact, my webmaster was saying like your post likely hardly went to anybody. Um, and there's a lot of truth to that, especially like the spammy posts, like buy my book, which was most of what I did, you know, or I'd put up glam posts of like, look at me in Turkey, aren't I cool? Or look at me in Egypt, aren't I great? And half of the other people that would, like, I don't think anybody else really misses seeing my stupid face. I really don't. So therefore, I don't know if I'm going to ever be back on. I might be. Don't be surprised if, like, next month I'm back on. It says a suspension, so I assume it means like eventually they'll let me back on. But I'm not holding my breath, and I really don't know if I care. So long as I can be on LinkedIn and YouTube and X. I'm on TikTok, but I'm not even sure I'm going to stay there. I perused the terms and conditions one more time, boy, and A lot of that information is just going straight to the chai comms. You know, I think they can get the information anyway. Regardless, of TikTok or not. But who knows? Anyway, so in the final analysis, does being on Facebook equate to sales? Maybe a few. Are they gonna? Does it equate to making you a living with your sales? Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. It's just another way to just suck away your time. Like, I'm never going to get all that time back that I spent looking at Facebook, right? Instagram's better anyway because it's more visual. It's easier to be an influencer on Instagram, that kind of thing. So I think, I think in the end, I might just let it go. Maybe it'll go the way of MySpace. And from what they tell me, they call it like boomer book anyway. Like, I don't think any of the kids, the younger generation, are really signing up for Facebook. I think it's for old fogies like myself. Anyway, that's all I got. Tomorrow, I have a guest, a recurring guest, Troy Lambert. I always want to say Troy Aikman. Troy Lambert. He's the Führer of the Idaho Writers Guild. And I'm going to be asking him, he doesn't know this yet, but I'm going to be asking him about some predictions for 2024 in the writer's life. We'll see what he says. He's always got his thumb on the pulse, more than me. Andy's creative. Andy's a workaholic. Andy's going through like 4 wives. And Friday I will have Jennifer Wilkove. I fucked up, and I was supposed to have her this past Thursday. And she calls me on Friday and she's like, dude, I was like waiting for your call. And she's really busy. So I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I just screwed up. Anyway, Joe Rogan, I am not. Anyway, but this is fun. All right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow with a guest, and ciao, ciao.